incredibly powerless trying to plan for our family. We can't wait until it's done. We need to know, how do we prepare for what may come down the hatch? We're trying to shield ourselves before we're wounded, and we don't know how. Would you mind telling your colleagues in Washington that when they're burning down this house, there's people still inside? My kid is inside.
A resident of Scottsdale, Arizona, last night during a joint town hall for Democratic Senators Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallego. The senators heard from a number of constituents voicing frustration with the Trump administration's recent moves and were asked how they intend to fight back. That town hall comes as several Republican members of Congress have canceled in-person events due to tough comments from constituents. Here's another voter addressing the senators from Arizona.
They've shown us over and over and over again, they don't care. They don't care if people die. They don't care if people suffer. We want you to be straight with us. How do we go to the next level to fight this if that's the case?
So call, write letters, show up at places when you can. Show up at your local congressman's office. You show up in front of their office. Tell them how pissed off you are and how bad this is for our country and how there are people inside the house that you are trying to burn down. Yes. Tell them that.
Senator Kelly there. So, Allie, you cover Capitol Hill very closely every day. So you've got two things going on there. What we saw there were Democrats, of course, who've been talking for the last several weeks about Republicans hearing it from their voters who voted for Donald Trump and say, we didn't vote for all this, getting rid of all these jobs and Elon Musk coming in and running the show in some ways. And they're they're Democrats hearing from their voters, you all need a message. You all need to fight back harder than you are.
That's exactly right, Willie. And the action in Congress has actually always been at these town halls. For the last few weeks, that's been clear. The true collision of lawmakers and their constituents not holding back in what they think about what's happening in this administration and what's happening in the halls of Congress. It was palpable to me a few weeks ago, and I brought you some of the conversations I had when I went out to a Virginia district about an hour from D.C. Yes, there was concern with DOJ, with Musk, with Trump, with the administration's actions. There were a lot of federal workers at that town hall. But, Gene, there was also a really palpable sense of frustration among Democratic voters that I spoke to. Yeah. And the question I kept asking was, is any amount of pushback going to feel like enough? And many of them said no, in large part because there's so much fear. So if that's now the wind at Democrats' backs with people concerned about DOJ, but also the wind coming at their face because they're so worried there's not enough strategic pushback, where does that leave Democrats?
Well, it leaves them lost right now because nobody's telling them what to do. Right. That seems potentially effective, right? And yes, absolutely. Showing up, writing letters, to members of Congress, Republican members of Congress, that does have an impact, but it's not stopping the Trump administration, right? It's not, and it doesn't seem to be effectively even trying to put roadblocks in the way. So senators, what are you going to do? Right. What you did last week was approve the continuing resolution. Right. Maybe that was the right thing to do. Maybe it was the wrong thing to do. But to a lot of Democrats, that seemed like you're not fighting. You're not fighting back. And so there is all this energy out there of people who are alarmed, who are distressed, and who want something to do. And nobody is really telling them. I mean, the most effective voices, I think, at the moment are those of the left of the party, AOC, Bernie Sanders, and they're going to continue gathering attention and gathering support if the rest of the party can't get its act together. I don't think that's what the rest of the party wants, but let's see it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, you are right. You have AOC and Bernie Sanders out there fighting. Elizabeth Warren's out there doing a good job fighting as well. You also have a sort of more centrist voice. You have Rahm Emanuel, who certainly is out there throwing some haymakers and I think framing things really well. But Willie, you know, one of the problems is in Washington, D.C., Democrats are fighting each other. They don't like the hand that they've been dealt, and they don't like how Chuck Schumer is playing the cards. I don't know if I told you, but I was on a train one time, and that old buddy tell me that I just met. He said, I had to give him a swig of whiskey, and he said, if you're going to play the game, son, you got to learn how to play it right. Yeah, he did.
Kenny.
He said you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. I think that's good advice for the Democrats as well. I think there's another thing that old stranger told me on that ride before he took a drink and died. Kind of a strange way to end the song, Kenny. But you don't play your cards into the hands of the other person, right? And I know Chuck Schumer is catching a ton of grief, but I'm a guy as a Republican. We didn't mind shutting down the government. If the Braves lost 3 or 4 games, we'd shut down the government. We liked shutting down the government because we had a Democratic president that wanted to keep it open. So we could negotiate. But when you have a Republican president and you have Elon Musk who want the government to be shut down so they get the power in deciding what's essential to keep open and what's not essential to keep open, you lose your leverage. So I understand people wanting to shut down the government. I understand people wanting to push back and fight. But I will say right now, I don't know that Chuck Schumer in this position had much of a better option. Fight, yes. Fight all you can politically, but don't play into the other person's hands. Anyway, that's what that old stranger told me on the train that night.
You know, on a warm summer's eve on a train bound for nowhere, Joe, you're known for just get out and ride the rails. You don't even know where it's going. And if you're lucky, you meet somebody like that fella.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave me some pearls of wisdom that I've kept with me, and I even use them on this show all the time, Willie.
Democrats would be wise to listen to that old man. Gene Robinson, thank you for enduring us this morning. We appreciate it all.